What do we got on each team? We got ourselves Clam is cute. Wait, oh, there we go. Clam is cute on Team Red. Katrikan, Trados. I just made a video about you. My guy Zerai coming back as Enhanced Dreaded versus Team Athel Man with Gavinci in here. What's up, my man Gavinci? We got Neville in here. We got ourselves Purple Haze and Worky. Whoa, Worky went blood up. Oh, Night Elf. Okay. Alrighty, boys. I gotta help all you out, okay? So when we start these duels, just like come down here, come down on this line, okay? So this Team Athel come down on this yellow line. The same thing goes for Team Katrikan over here. If y'all boys want to wait, I keep doing the wrong thing. If y'all boys come down to this yellow line when you're not dueling, because if you stand here or anywhere here, you'll get zapped. So this arena is a little weird. It doesn't actually knock you into the arena. It's just a little new. But if you're not dueling, come down into the ring, into the circle, or you will die in there. You will die. Yeah, these guys in the cog, you will die. Go into the arena, but go into this way far outer yellow line. This arena is going to be weird. It's going to be a little hard for us all to get used to. Okay? Going to be a little hard for us all to get used to. And actually, everybody who's not dueling, you guys can use any part of that yellow line, as long as you stay within yellow line. Be cool about it. Be cool about it. If you guys want to get a better angle to watch the duels, you can. I will allow for it. Gonna be Katrikan actually forcing a big defenses out of cycle. What was that? Athel actually, what was that? Athel just used some sort of a ray beam gun and Katrikan just burned him down to such low health. What just happened? Athel, what did you just do? Athel's jumping there for joy. I have no idea what just happened. I was just trying to get the kids situated. That's gonna be Katrikan at very low health. Gonna get a reflect onto Athel in case Hydro's gonna calm down. Athel's still staying afloat as best as possible and trying to see if he can land on Hydra. Cat getting the execution sentence rolling right now. Gonna be big damage for Cat. Getting the blood of the enemy. Is that gonna be big judgment in there? It's gonna be able to get big damage in Katrikan. It's gonna pop and rage regen trick inside of that Hydra immediately. Athel might have the bubble or Bob. This has to make a decision right now. Trying to see if he can stay afloat. It's gonna trick it. Actually, adaptation out of that fear. Katrikan leaping right on top of him, Athel duking him out back for a second. The flashlights are coming out. Athel still in here, but dropping down below half health. What was that trinket or something he was using? What is that little laser pointer he used on the Katrikan? I didn't see the damage. What was that? Maybe these guys will live long enough where we see Athel and use it again. Because I don't even know. Did the pillar zap you? I hope they don't. Reflect coming in for Katrikan, as Athel is trying to see if he can maybe land a Hodge, trying to get a setup going. Does land a Hodge into Cat. Does he have the cooldowns? The Execution setup does come out. Does he have the wings to follow up with that damage? His Execution does have the wings rolling right now. Does he get the big judgment in there? He doesn't have blood of the enemy to really mass up the damage. But his health is dropping down low. Might be a bubble out of Athel right now. Might be playing this very safely, trying to maintain his healing as best as humanly possible. And Athel hasn't went down below 20% yet. He's actually hovering somewhat safe in his health. Might be a possibility here. Or we are seeing a bubble. And Katrikan as he has cooldowns rolling. He's just ready for Athel, and he's ready for him to come out. Gonna be slow out of the ballot. Does get a charge on top of him. Does Athel have that laser pointer again? Is he gonna be able to do the big burst damage that it did earlier? Because now we gotta wait. It's gonna be a Cyclonic Blast coming out. Gonna be a Reflect for Katrikan. Oh my god, Athel actually, I think, obliterated himself with Cyclonic Blast. What was that trinket that he just used? What was that item? Oh my god, that was all reflected by Katrikan. What? That was a trinket, right? Was that like a... What was... I need to know. I need to know. What was that? Probably he's up next. Letting Katrikan know, hey man. Oh, Katrikan's like, no. Actually, motored him, he was like, no, I don't want to deal yet. I think Purple Haze is actually asking his team, hey, who wants to deal Katrikan? He really doesn't want to deal with me. Anybody else want to go? That's exactly what just happened. He was like, you know what, Worky, it's time to have the 1v1 rank 1 Fury Warrior versus Katrikan. Versus the Gladiator Fury Warrior. Fury versus Fury. Katrikan actually has all his cooldowns, so it's going to be as good of a 1v1 as we're going to get. Working, nabbing the first charge off the bat, popping that Enrage early. Kachikan is going to have to be playing behind for a little bit. Working is popping off his recklessness right now, but so is Kachikan. They're responding aggression to aggression. Both of these boys popping the big Dragon's Roar. Actually, I think Kachikan might be a Blade Storm for this one. And Kachikan just continuing to pummel damage. Both of these warriors do not drop below 50%. Working finally looking like he's starting to drop below 50%. Gonna let a Fear and a charge of the Kachikan. Kachikan trinketing out of that. Oh, Kachikan actually rolling adaptation out of the Fear. So he doesn't even have control of the stuns. Maybe that's why he had a fairly easy time with Athaman, seeing all those Hodges left and right. Working, nabbing a stun onto Kachikan, doesn't have adaptation for it. Working just trying to get his health back up and running, but Kachikan obviously has the lead in that right now, and Kachikan getting the big enrage, popping up some cooldowns, massive CDs coming out. Working is going to get himself Lucid Dream rolling so he can get a lot of back-to-back rampages, trying to see if he can just rampage health through Kachikan, but he can't quite recover on his health. He just fell so far behind. He can maintain it, but he can't climb out of there. His health is just teetering at the 20-30% mark. Is going to be popping massive enrage regeneration right now just to climb back out of it. In the chess match though, Kachikan still holding on to his ace in a hole, and so far Kachikan hasn't even needed to use it, because so far the amount of healing he is doing just on his own is enough. Working again, still just use his massive enrage regen, stunning Kachikan right now. Maybe this way he can go for recovery with a massive heal. Kachikan hasn't had charge heals so far at all, and Work is back up to get his health reduced little by little, surely by surely. Kachikan actually starting to take quite a bit of damage as both of these warriors are popping in. Reckless is going to be short Fear into Working. Kachikan nabbing that charge heal, and that's going to be Working and get a charge second time as he's close to the execute range. Commanding shot coming out to save off that execute, but it doesn't look like Working has enough. Gonna have another charge. Kachikan needs to heal himself as much as possible. Really wishes he had Crucible Flame right now so he can at least pop a heal to himself. Stun coming in onto Kat, and Working doing enough damage. It looks like Working is starting to maybe get some damage in, but Kachikan just does one swipe of a Bloodthirst, and that's all it takes him. In this way, Kachikan popping off the Reckless is Working. It's going to get really close to the execute range. Going to get a short charge on the Kachikan. Does he get a lot of healing off of that? Absorbatron coming out. Dies very quickly. Working again, teetering on that execute range. Kachikan could get a massive charge in. Rampage, execute rolling is going to do for that. Working is trying to recover. Shortest stun in the world. Trinkets out of the worst. I'm going to try to leap away. Another charge, but Kachikan does land a Stormbolt to stave off his death. Maybe he can get another charge of Kat. He does land another one. 30 seconds on that rage regeneration. Does he have enough to do this though? Getting a lot of procs for a lot of rage back though, and that is trying to help him stay healed as much as possible. But he's on the solo. Kachikan, all he needs is a few more globals. Working on the edge right now, and down he goes, gliding Working, taken down by Fury Warrior God. Neville is up next though, as a naked dwarf. Popping off wings right now. Kachikan, does he have a reflect for it? Is he going to go for a reflect? Neville is just trying to get some big damage to Kachikan. Going to be adaptation for Kat immediately. And it's going to go for enrage regeneration right now versus Neville. Trying to see if he can get him closer. Execute range. That is going to be a Shield of Vengeance coming out for Neville. And Kachikan is just going to leap away from him. Wants to wait for the wings to be over before he pops that shield. Trying to see if he can kite Neville. Fear coming out. Going to force a trinket. Oh, bubble actually out of Neville. That's huge. He just forced bubble. Does Neville roll adaptation to just like Atom? I think it might. Shield of Vengeance does not get to really pop into Kachikan. Second set of wings coming out. It's going to be Kachikan with a bit of a reflect. Does he have enough health in order to stay alive? Neville's actually close to the execute range. Kachikan's trying to see if he can land a charge heal. Does land it. Neville also get himself a heal. Second charge for Kachikan. Recovering in health. Neville close to the execute range. Just to go down right here. Kachikan swiping out his life out of his hands. So who's going to be next up? It's going to be Gavinci versus our boy Kachikan as he's just tearing through the whole enemy team. Stun onto Kat right now. The Frost Death, that's actually a lot more spooky than they used to be. The Kachikan, I think, is now getting used to that. It looks like Kachikan tried to get a charge, but also it was a grip out of Gavinci, and Kachikan's turning himself into mist. Look at that. He's just stomping all over this little gnome as the gnome is trying to do what he can. Does he have the... Oh, wait. I just realized he has the heritage armor of a gnome. Oh, my God. It was so hard to see because they were so small because of the details. But I'd love to look at it in close detail. Maybe next you'll get Gavinci in here for one of these. Stun to Kachikan. It looks like Kachikan, his adaptation doesn't trigger for the stun. Maybe he was on DR from before, but Kachikan is popping in recklesses. Gavinci doesn't have a lot of health to work with. He's staying in there. Death Strikes versus Bloodthirst. Warrior versus Death Knight. Neither of them wants to go down, and Gavinci is starting to ramp up his damage. Kachikan is going to go for a Blaze Storm. Close execute. IBF coming out for Gavinci. He's trying to stay in. Kachikan getting stunned up right now. Could Gavinci turn around? Kachikan doesn't have enraged regeneration just yet. Doesn't get a charge, and back at Gavinci does land a fear. Maybe he can get a charge from there. Commanding Shot coming out. That's going to be transfusion for Gavinci, but Kachikan landing that charge. Heal. Does he go again? Does he go for a second charge heal? He does with enraged regeneration. Trying to maintain his health as best as possible. 35% dampening, not letting him. Gavinci is going to land a stun on Kachikan. It is a 4-second stun, so he doesn't get proc by adaptation, but Gavinci's health is in a dire position. Might want to death pact. He does death pact and just wait to rotate his skill. Kachikan just continuing to pummel damage through him, and Gavinci does go down in a massive execute by a Fury Warrior God. Purple Haze, the last man left. And Kachikan leaves because he knows he can't duel a Demon Hunter. He can't duel a Demon Hunter, and he's perfectly fine with it. It's not a toss at Kachikan. He doesn't like dueling Demon Hunters. I don't blame him. Kachikan wanted someone. Look at it this way, chat. Kachikan wanted someone else to have a go, okay? I know Bloodthirst coming out, Bloodlust coming out. Maybe this way he can go for big damage. Try to see if he can clap him out with all that haze. Thunder coming down. Gonna be a trick out of Purple Haze. Does he have the I-beam back up and running? Does get big procs onto Zerai though. His health is already at half health with only a little bit of cooldowns. He has only a few globals spent. And Purple Haze is now back on the run. Trying to chase up to Zerai. Zerai is gonna go for a very defensive strategy here. That's gonna be imprisoned to keep him in place for a moment. Purple needs to build up for another I-beam wombo combo. Zerai still struggling to keep up. He's gonna get wall rolling right before he get procced out to death. Good idea, because I think you get double lightning there. Is gonna drop down the stun totem onto Purple Haze as both of them are trading stuns. Try to see if he can land a hex onto Purple. Not gonna happen. Purple getting that metamorphosis back up and running with demonic, and Zerai, there's nothing he can do as an handsome shaman. Alright, who's next? Is it gonna be Dredden? Clem is cute. It is going to be Trados. He's going to try to see if he can trot himself out of there. See if he can maybe have a chance against Purple Haze. Purple Haze is going to go up in the air. He's going to fell lance Stratos a few times right before he lands himself behind line of sight. Only one of those fell lances was actually reflected. Stratos looking like he DC'd a little bit. Hopefully Trados not lagging too bad. He's going to Berserker Rage out of that imprisoned, stunned by Purple. The Trados is going to trick it out of it immediately. Going to be Blur available for Purple Haze right now. While in Metamorphosis, Trados is going to go for Lucid Dream in order to get a bunch of rampages onto Purple. Well, without Blur, it's really hard to connect with the Demon Hunter. Doesn't have the charge for that leap. Does have the big charge around the corner with a high mounted charge. Again, try to go for as many of those rampages, but it's not going to happen. Purple Haze just has the mobility on him. Stun onto Trados, no chicken available. Does he have the big I-beam to follow? It doesn't even look like he does. He's just going to go for a little bit of a blade dance and run back out. Stun coming out. This is where I-beam comes in. I think Trados is lagging too much to be able to really compete against Purple Haze right now. Does have enraged regeneration, try to stay afloat, 47% dampening, making it almost impossible to do anything in this duel. Gonna be a charge back at Purple Haze, is imprisoned though. This is gonna stop him. That's gonna be a blade dance, and yeah, he was lagging a little too. That was probably like the worst setup for him, man. Check it coming out for Dread, and then this is where he wants to go for Dark Soul instability. Drop it down there for onto Purple. Does Purple have an answer for this? Does land a stun onto Dredden. Does Dredden have enough health and enough vigor to keep going? The Shot of Fury coming out. Does land a Casbolt at Purple Haze. He's trying to see if he can land a Fury. He does land the Fury. Second Casbolt outside of darkness. Purple Haze safe chicken actually get a proc. I-beam to follow. Does regen a little bit of that health. CC by the pet yet again. Another Casbolt to clap him out. Actually does take him out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I thought Purple Haze was just gonna wreak havoc the whole time. Ooh, goddamn, boys. Goddamn. Man, Kachikan, I think you need to try against Demon. I know Demon Hunter counters Warriors.